Hello, YouTubers. But it's the morning. I'm tired, and I have a cold. I'm all hopped up on cold medicine. So I may just not talk at all and try and re-record this later. We'll see. Trash truck, do 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 do. Trash truck, do 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 do. Ooh, I have an idea. I have an idea. Since we're in traffic, and I've got a cold. What's the best thing to have when you have a cold? It's some chicken soup. So, today, on a very special Meetin' Motorcycles Sick Edition, the Machalayo tells you how to make chicken soup. Because everyone's chicken soup is different. I'm not trying to say mine's better than yours, but I'm making a pretty banging soup these days. And here's what you need. You need 2 chicken legs, leg and thigh, skin on. You need 1 carrot, a couple stalks of celery. Now they should just have just one, they should have a store that just sells 1 carrot and 1 stalk of celery. In New York City, you can go to the farmer's market and get smaller quantities and pay out the nose. Anyway, you got your carrots, you got your celery, get a leek, 1 turnip, 1 small to medium-sized Spanish onion, a couple cloves of garlic, some dill, some parsley, and some speck. It's a smoked prosciutto from the north of Italy, speck. You want to get that speck diced. Sometimes they sell it in the deli aisle, that kind of a chopped up. Or you get some speck and just chop it up, and chop up all your vegetables. Try to cut the carrot lengthwise and then slice it thin. You don't want chunks as much as you want kind of thin slices of carrot and celery, and the turnips too. Peel the turnip and then cut it in half, and then cut them into kind of half moons, but thin. If you have like one of those mandolins, like a Japanese mandolin, not the kind not like a guitar mandolin, like a slicing device. Slice them as thin as you can without taking your fingers off. That way, it'll be really, they'll all kind of render out, and you won't have these big chunks of shit floating around your soup. Then, once you get all your stuff chopped, it's a lot of chopping. So you want to get your mise en place ready. Get yourself a nice big stock pot. Get it warm. Put some extra virgin olive oil in there, probably a couple tablespoons. Salt and pepper your chicken legs, and put them in the pan, or the pot. Put your chicken legs in the pot. Get some nice color on all the sides and flip them around. And when they got good color on them, golden brown, take them out. Then put your speck in, your diced speck, and let that kind of render out. Stir it, make sure it doesn't burn. Let the fat render out of that speck for a little bit. And once that's got all the juice and the fat's rendered out, but they're not super crispy, put your all your cut vegetables in. Stir those around and throw in a pinch of salt. Not a lot, just a little bit of salt to help pull the liquid out of the vegetables. And use the liquid from the vegetables to get all the nice crusty brown bits off the bottom of that pan from the chicken and the speck. Kind of used it like a sponge, you know. So you got all your finely sliced vegetables and your speck. They're sweating out. And once that gets pretty dark, red light. So then, now your vegetables are getting soft. So once your vegetables are all ready to go, and kind of soft and nice, and the speck's all rendered out, and all the junk's kind of scraped up from the bottom of the pan, you've deglazed the pan with the vegetables. Put your chicken legs back in. And very carefully, because now that pot's hot, you use a dry towel to lift the pot, take it over to the sink, fill it up with water, and fill it up with water. Right up to where the handles are. And then turn it on, get it to a boil, stir it, and reduce it by a third. You know, and let that water reduce and concentrate and make yourself, you know, you're making a nice chicken stock. And you're not seasoning it until the end. Let it reduce by about a third. By now the chicken will be cooked. So very carefully with some tongs and maybe a big bowl, take the chicken out. And using your tongs like a fork, you know, get the chicken skin off. You don't need that anymore. It's all floppy and chewy. And very carefully get the bones out, the chicken leg. And get the knuckle cartilage out, and there's always that little scary bone that tries to choke you, you know, in a chicken on a drumstick. Get all the bones out, and any of the kind of the chewy cartilagey bits. Throw those away. And then using the fork, shred that chicken up and dump it back into the pot. And then you season, at the very end, you season the soup with salt and pepper to taste. And then I like to, on the side, I like to cook a little orzo. Looks like rice, if you've never seen it. Cook the orzo separately, strain that. Put the orzo at the bottom of the bowl. And ladle in your chicken soup. With your chicken and your onions and your leeks and your turnips and your dill and your garlic and your carrots. It's a serious soup. That was chicken soup. Meat and Motorcycles, cold edition. I think that's what I'm going to make tonight. But by the time I get home, it'll be, and cook it, and be 11 o'clock. The whole thing takes a couple of hours, so, you know, you got to let yourself, you know, accept the fact that you're going to be waiting around. I don't use the bouillon or the dried, you know, chicken flavoring. But it's a good soup. Whatever. Who cares?